welcome to my primer and breakdown video of Wave 6 of Awakenings. I apologize for the lateness of this video, but we literally just received confirmation on who was going to be on this wave late yesterday. I was still at work. By the time I got home, I had a stinger in my neck, had to lay down, fell asleep. So I'm finally getting this out this morning. So I really hope it's helpful, guys. Yeah, I will break down every character, what their passes are going to be, what they'll be getting, and then at the very end of the video, then I'll touch upon who I'll be personally awakening. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So first up, we have Setzer. His Crystal 54 gives him 60% attack and 30% max Brave Up while buffed. His Crystal 55 is Freeze Joker Extend. Gives him an extra use, 150% Brave damage, 240% against a single target. He Brave Batteries the party 50% Setzer's max Brave, and he splits the HP damage to all targets. His Crystal 58 passive is 20% attack and small speed increase to the party while buffed. So that's a party buff. And then his Crystal 60 is Red Card Extend, plus 1 skill use, 378% Brave damage potency, so HP damage every 3 Brave hits, so a total of 3 HP attacks. The max Brave Up buff is extended to 6 turns. Setzer gets a 20% attack up for 6 turns, and it changes his Brave Attack to Brave Attack Plus. His EX is not yet available in Global. This is something I'm new. I'm just experimenting with, where even if the EX isn't available, I'll list what it does. That way you guys can see it, and then you can decide for yourselves if maybe awakening the character for the EX down the road is a plan or something you want to do. So while I said it's not yet available in Global, it is a 7-hit AoE Magic Brave attack. Moderately raises Brave damage dealt to a single target. Raises all party members Brave except for the character with the highest current Brave. Deals an AoE HP attack. HP attack is split equally amongst all enemies. Extends the duration of existing self-buffs by 1 turn, and grants Setzer Blackjack for 6 turns. Blackjack raises party attack and max Brave, and slightly raises self-attack and max Brave. So a pretty loaded EX. All this information on all the EXs is just ripped straight from Dissidia DB, so I will definitely link that in the description if you'd like to check it out yourself. And then the recommended artifacts for Setzer are Attack 108, Max Brave 330, and Red Card 2-star. Next we have Waka. So his Crystal 54 gives him 20% attack increase while buffed, so pretty much all the time. His Crystal 55 is Dark Attack Extend, increases blind duration by 1 turn. There's an HP attack after the Brave damage now. 80% Brave damage potency, and the Brave attack turns to Brave Attack Plus. His Crystal 58 gives a 20% attack, defense, int Brave, max Brave, and speed boost to the party when buffed. Wow. That is a party buff, and that's quite a loaded buff there. And then his Crystal 60 is Great Daring Extend, gives him an extra use. Both Brave gains now apply to the entire party. The first Brave gain to the party is based on 120% of Waka's attack, and then an HP attack then follows after. He does not have an EX yet. Recommended artifacts for him are Attack 108, Max Brave 330, and Debuff Attack Up 2-star. Next we have Ida. So at Crystal 54, she has a 20% Max Brave increase while buffed. Crystal 55 is Snap Punch Extend, 150% Brave damage potency, 60% attack up, medium speed up for 5 turns, has a 100% critical hit rate on enemies not targeting her, and her Brave attack turns to a Brave Attack Plus. Her Crystal 58 gives a 40% attack and max Brave up while she's buffed. And her Crystal 60 is Touch of Death Extend. The hits are increased to 2, 240% Brave damage potency. The poison potency increased is to 40% of int Brave, and it also inflicts sap for 6 turns. So that means the enemy is going to have a poison tick where they lose Brave, and then they're going to have a sap tick where they lose Brave before they even get to act. HP damage dealt if Brave is 80% or higher of max Brave. HP attack turns to HP attack plus afterwards, and she gains 70% of attack and Brave before the HP damage. So her EX is Tornado Kick, which is not yet available in Global. It's a 4-hit melee Brave HP attack and a 1-hit melee Brave HP attack. So Brave Stolen can overflow up to 180% max Brave. When using Snap Punch Plus, it grants her 1 stack of Grease Lightning. She can only have 1 stack. Grease Lightning has the following effects: slightly raises attack and turns Tornado Kick to Tornado Kick Plus. Tornado Kick Plus is a 4-hit melee Brave HP attack, 1-hit melee Brave HP attack following. However, the Brave Stolen can overflow up to 200% max Brave, and it also eats the 1 stack of Grease Lightning. So recommended passes for Ida are Attack 108, Max Brave 330, and Snap Punch 2-star. So Papa Potato, his Crystal 54 is a 40% int Brave and small speed increase while buffed. His Crystal 55 Astrofire Extend gives him an extra use. Brave hits are increased to 2 with a 280% Brave damage potency. Astrofire unique buff now grants 40% attack up and 30% max Brave up. It changes his Brave attack to a Brave attack plus, which is a 1-hit fire magic attack. And it also turns his HP attack to HP attack plus, which is a 1-hit fire Brave HP attack with a 50% Brave damage potency. His Crystal 58 gives a 40% attack increase and 80% max Brave increase while buffed. And his Crystal 60 is Umbral Ice Extend. Brave hits are increased to 2 with 180% Brave damage potency. Unique buff now grants 60% int Brave increase and 80% int Brave regen. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my voice is cracking. If Astrofire buff was active before switching, grants 20% magic attack up buff for 8 turns. So now there's some incentive to actually switching to the Umbral Ice stance, whereas before you always kind of wanted to stay in Astrofire. Brave attack turns to Brave attack plus. It's a 1-hit ice magic attack with low action delay. 100% Brave damage potency. Turns his HP attack to HP attack plus. He gains 70% of Brave based on his attack before HP attack. He does not have yet an EX available, and his recommended artifacts are Attack 108, Max Brave 330, and then either Astrofire 2-star or Umbral Ice 2-star. So then we have Yuri. Yuri's Crystal 54 is a medium speed increase while Chilinka's Prayers buff is active. His Crystal 55 is Power of the Crystal Extend, AoE Brave damage. Second Brave hit deals 60% bonus damage to single target and can overflow 150% of max Brave. HP damage is split across all enemies. Crystal 58, 40% attack increase while Chilinka's Prayer buff is active. And his Crystal 60 is Rila Crystal Extend. Does 2 hits now with 400% Brave damage. That's insane potency. Rila Crystal buffs increased by 2 turns. HP damage dealt when Brave is 80% or more of max Brave. Does not yet have an EX available. His recommended artifacts are Twins Bond 2-star, Max Brave 330, and Attack 108. And then finally we have the God Among Men Lael. So his Crystal 54 is a 40% attack increase and small speed increase after launch. His Crystal 55 is Field Down Extend. Does AoE Brave damage and puts the speed down on targets for 5 turns. And turns his Brave attack to a Brave attack plus, which batteries the Brave of the party by 70% of its attack. His Crystal 58 is 60% max Brave increase while enemies debuffed. And his Crystal 60 is Energy Gain Extend. 240% Brave damage potency and delays the enemy by 1 turn. His EX is Gaebolg. It's not yet available in Global because they're actually trying to keep the game somewhat balanced. But Lael's releasing, so I guess there goes that. Anyway, it's a 4-hit AoE Brave attack and single target HP attack. Moderately raises Brave damage dealt to a single target. Greatly raises Brave damage dealt to targets afflicted with gravity down. Brave can overflow up to 120% max Brave. Grants Klava Heart for 5 turns. Initiates a chase sequence and allows other targets to be launched then immediately. So, like Noctis' Shooting Star Plus, if you use that, where the target is immediately launched and then the other 2 targets, or the other 1 target or whatever, are immediately available to be launched as well. Clavat Heart has the following effects. Raises all party members max Brave and attack. It makes it easier to initiate a chase sequence for all party members. So, recommended passives for Mr. Trampoline here are Crystal Barrel Bearer 2-star, Max Brave 330, and Attack 108. So, with all that said, and all the characters and their passes broken down, who do I plan on awakening from here? I think this is a really strong awakening wave in general. Papa Limo used to really do a lot of work for me back in the day before Awakenings, back in the 50 era. His stances were really good because they're both unique buffs, so that means, you know, Astral Fire raises attack in Max Brave, for example. You can still slap an attack up on him and a Max Brave buff on him, and they stack. So he's going to be one of the best elemental attackers in Fire and Ice, respectively, after his Awakening, and I have all his stuff, so that's just a no-brainer. I loved using him in the 50 era, and now he's even better. Waka, I don't have any equipment for Waka, but wow, his Awakening, his Awakening is incredible. You know, his blind debuff gets extended by an extra turn, which is great. But his what is it called? Like coach, team coach, player coach, raises 5 stats by 20% of the entire party just by being buffed, which he's always going to be buffed. That's incredible. And then his Crystal 60, the Great Daring, now the entire party gets the Brave boost. So he's now a terrific battery as well. So Waka really brings a lot to the table now. I'm kind of kicking myself that I don't have any of his equipment because I really don't like the character in 10. But wow, yeah, he's incredible. If you guys have his stuff and you have the light blue crystals, which blue crystals are kind of at a premium right now because of all the good characters, but if you have the crystals, you're not going to regret awakening him at all. He's fantastic. Ida for me is a skip. I don't have any of her stuff. Her awakening, I like her awakening, especially now that she inflicts sap. I mean, now enemies, before they even get a chance to act, are going to have a poison tick from their brave, and then a sap tick from their brave as well. So, you know, they're already getting hit twice, just before they even get to do anything. And, you know, she really gets some help with her extends. And then her EX in the future helps her do some nice damage too. But of course, that's far off in the future. As she is now, you know, she's okay in the right comp. I'm sure she could do some noise, but, you know, I personally won't be awakening her. Yuri, I have all of his stuff, and I've never used him once. He was the quote-unquote consolation prize on the Lilith Jack debut banner. But after looking at his potencies, I might actually... Oh wait, no, he's Black Crystal. Wait, do I have... What am I doing on Black Crystals? Or White Crystal, I'm sorry. He's considered white. It looks like black in the picture. I think my White Crystals are actually kind of high. Yeah, I might awaken him. His potencies are off the charts. 400% potency on his second ability. You know, some nice overflow. And if you've never used Yuri, you might be asking, okay, so what's the drawback here? And the drawback is he has to have up his unique buff. Otherwise, every time he has to have, I think it's Chalinka's Prayer, he has to have that up. Because every time he uses his other ability, he doesn't have Chalinka's Prayer up, it sucks HP out of him. So, he's really kind of a hit or miss character because of the HP sucking mechanic. But, you know, he gets an HP regen and those absurd potencies. You know, he can shave now, one of the best shavers probably in the game at the moment. So, I might give him a twirl just for kicks. I don't know. Setzer, if I had to recommend one character out of all 6 awakenings we've had thus far to awaken, aside from probably Squall, just because Squall's AoE was so good, still is. It's probably Setzer. Setzer is, his awakening just does so much for him. Makes him a nice battery. Makes his red card a great HP attack. And moving forward against some bosses, he's absolutely essential with his Freeze Joker mechanic. Just being able to block Brave. He has the party buff where he raises, I think it's attack and speed while he's buffed. Yeah, Setzer's really good. And then his EX, which is, again, far off in the future, his EX is really great battery EX, especially during summon. You can do some crazy things with his EX and summon. Okay, and my phone screen shut off there, so hopefully didn't get too cut off. I'll try and fix it in editing. But anyway, the last character here is Lael, Mr. Trampoline Bounce Launch himself. Yeah, in JP, he ran the meta for months. He broke everything. And that was kind of out of necessity because scores in JP were so absurd that if you weren't using Chase, you had to pretty much be like a whale to even have a shot at hitting all the high scores. In Global, the devs have made it so that you can use different teams, you can use different comps, you don't have to rely on launch to hit those high scores. So while he's not as essential to Global as he was in JP, he's every bit as powerful still. You know, can battery the party now in multiple ways. His Force debuff, which halves Chase HP, all the Chase HP the enemies have, is AoE now and flicks speed down, so it makes them even slower and easier to get 3-man launches. And then his energy gain delays enemy turns by 1. So a common tactic in JP was someone would bring a Lael and 2 batteries, and then when they were ready to summon, they would bring in a friend Lael, and then you would just have the 1 battery constantly pumping the Brave up, and then the 2 Laels constantly using energy drain. Pretty much the boss would always get launched, the boss keeps getting his turn delayed, he's in turn delay hell, he can't get a turn, and then the battery is constantly pumping everyone full of Brave, and so you're doing massive amounts of chase damage. So yeah, Lael, just from a break glass in case of emergency standpoint, I think is a huge investment, and one that you should make. Absolutely recommend you to make. So that's it, guys. Yeah, again, sorry that this is up so late. I haven't checked DFFOO yet, but I think the Awakenings might already be out at the time of posting this, but I figured I'd get this up just in case anyone was actually curious about potency numbers, since the game just says like medium max brave up or small attack up or whatever, and they never explain it. So hopefully this helped you guys out, and hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, friends.